We are going to go Turbo Fog versus Turbo Fog. Basically, whoever can get the loop going first is going to win the game. Alright. Went with this because I wasn't sure what all he had. I mean, we got the Gift of Paradise, Glimmer Genius, Search for Escanta, decent amount of land, and those root snares. So, solid starting hand, in my opinion. Dropping the Search. Awesome to get that off early. He's going Opt. It was about maybe a turn or two from this one that I realized what I was up against. That I was up against another Turbo Fog deck. But this one's completely different from the ones I've seen. And I actually like his version better. The one I'm using is the one that was used at the most recent GP that took 3rd place. And he only uses 2 colors. And he also is going to use this one card, which I even thought of using. I just never did with the Nexus of Fate deck. And it's probably the deck that I would go with next time I build this. He demonstrates you only need blue and red to do this, which is really cool. He's got a bunch of cards he can cycle. He's just tossing stuff in the graveyard. That's basically the object of Turbo Fog. You want to get a bunch of things in the graveyard. You definitely want to have a Nexus of Fate in hand at some point, you know. At least when you have the mana to cast it. And you want to have a way to draw cards. You want to be able to draw cards, dump cards, and continue doing that. Don't ask me what I was doing right here. I was taking a look at the stuff. I was trying to chart my course here. I'm like, oh, look, it goes behind there. Anyway, moving forward. This just goes to show you, I mean, this deck really needs to be banned. Maybe not banned, but it needs I guess, you know what, changes are going to happen because there's going to be a few cards that are going to rotate out soon. I mean, Hub's one of them. One of the Fogs is another. I mean, it's going to lose those 2 key cards. But you can see this deck still goes off turn 7 without those 2 cards. Hub's not a huge deal. It's really not. Hub's not a big deal for the deck. See, I wanted to cycle that really bad. But I couldn't. Because we were 1 shy of what we needed. And even then, it's kind of a little early. Well, it's never too early to drop an Nexus of Fate, baby. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man, you know what I'm saying. It's really never too early. About this time, I'd say around right now, curiosity started really hitting me. And I'm like, is this guy running Nexus of Fate? Red and blue. Are you serious right now? Is he really running red, blue Nexus of Fate? Because I noticed he just kept dumping stuff and countering things. And then I saw this card, and I'm like, what the heck is he doing? Really? Jace. He's running a Jace in his deck. Really? Okay. It started hitting me. The crazy thing is he did all this with the Jace. See, the thing is, he got his Jace out. He got his card draw ability before I got my card draw ability. Is kind of what happens here. So I got my Teferi. That's awesome and all. We do have Nexus of Fate. Now you could argue that I should have dropped Nexus of Fate first before Teferi. But the one key component is we needed to get Teferi out. So at some point we were going to be spent for some mana, and we couldn't keep. Well, it's possible we could have kept dropping lands. I mean, it's really possible we could have kept dropping lands until we had enough to throw out Nexus and Teferi in one turn. That is an easy argument. Here it comes. I was salty when I saw this. I'm like, are you serious? Are you serious? He's about to Nexus of Fate me. And I'm trying to Nexus of Fate him. And I was one turn away from doing it. And I had 2 Nexus of Fates in my hand. I'm going to tell you one thing. Nexus of Fate sucks. Change my mind. Change my mind. I hope you guys never have to go up against a deck like this. Should this be banned? Let's have an argument. Should Nexus of Fate be banned? Now, you guys might argue, well, you know, it took a while for him to get there. If he's up against, you know, if you're up against some hasty decks, some aggressive decks, you know, you could have got your butt kicked right away. I've seen that not occur. That's why the fogs exist. I mean, that you're covering some bases here. You really are. And usually by the time that they come at you, bruh, you slow them down with your pollens and whatnot. You only need to buy so many turns, really, with your fogs until you get that turn. I think, when did he go off? I think it was turn 7. That's the cool thing. Omniscience. Why? I thought about this like a week or two ago when I heard about the deck. I'm like, that would be awesome in this deck. Because nothing costs anything. Why not throw one of those copies in the deck? That'd be so sweet. I did not think about going red-blue, though. That's for darn sure. And look at this. Discard up to 3 cards, then draw that many? Holy crap. I'm almost convinced the red-blue one's better than the blue-green-white. But then again, he doesn't have any way to protect himself from creatures. If you're going up against a deck that's, you know, creature-based, his deck's going to be in some trouble. You can argue Jace, well, his ultimate, you know, you can take control of 3 creatures on the battlefield. Yeah, that's cool. But he doesn't have a whole lot of other stuff before that, you know. Just look at this. So he's using the Compass, Omniscience, Glimmer of Genius, which we both have in the deck. Drops to Chandra. I'm like, no way. Come on, man. Come on, bro. No way. I was like, step it. But all it took for him to go infinite turns was beating me to it. I was 1 away. I like the red-blue idea. Almost, I think I like it better. But if I was running some aggro deck against him, I think I would have won. And that's that. I don't think he would have stopped it. He has no way to stop it. And his Jace, I mean, he gets there a little too slow. Turn 6, yeah, right. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens when we do lose one of the fogs. Come rotation. For anyone wondering, this is Magic the Gathering Arena. You can find it on Wizards' website. wizardsofthecoast.com. I was really hoping at some point his Nexus of Fate would break, you know. And then I'm sitting there thinking to myself, what if I had counters? It wouldn't do a whole lot. Because it just goes back into his library. It's such a problematic card. And a lot of people say it shouldn't be banned. I think it should be banned. I honestly think it should be banned. You guys are witnessing this right now. Just look at this. I definitely think it should be banned. And the only card that I can see worth banning would either Teferi. No, it wouldn't matter if you banned Teferi because he's doing it without it. Nexus of Fate is really the only card that I can see that it would need to be banned. I mean, this deck is definitely going to make the top 8 every single time it's in a tournament. Every time without fail. This deck will make the top 8. Until Nexus of Fate gets banned or until something stops it. Maybe they'll come out with a card that exiles the instant or sorcery. Because it's endless, guys. It's endless. Nothing can stop us now. Chandra, you're gonna go off and deal all the damage to my face. Oh, why are you finishing out this game so easily? That's what Nexus of Fate does. So now you know. Now you know. Go pick up yourself some Nexus of Fates. Yeah, it's ridiculous. He's just closing out the game now. He's down to, I think he's down to 5 cards in his graveyard or in his library. And you can't mill this deck. You can't mill this guy to death. Mill decks are useless against this. You cannot mill Nexus of Fate. It just doesn't happen. Look at all the cards in his hand. And he has Omniscience. It's all free. He just casts it all for free. This is what the finishing of the match looks like. It's ridiculous. That's it. The real debate, should this card be banned? I mean, it's people say no. I really think it should, though. I want to hear you guys' I want to hear what you guys got to say. Let me know. I mean, it's my opinion. I think it should be. Let me hear yours. Share the video, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. See you guys.